Hi there, everybody. Mondial Astral Oracles. Thank you for being here. I'm continuing the series on channeling plant spirits, and I won't add too much commentary because it's such a rich substance, and I'm sure you have a relationship to it because it's everyone's favorite drug, and I am of course speaking about cocoa. So these rich beans here, which is of course also a Mexican substance, and what's not to love about chocolate. So let's see what the spirit of cacao or chocolate she has to tell us today. Yes, blessings and greetings to you, children. I'm glad to be able to interact with you this way too, and I thank this friend for summoning me. Indeed, I thank so many of you for summoning me into your lives. I have quite an exquisite effect now, subtle and yet so rich and calming and comforting. Well, there are many ways to approach me. And of course, I am aware that, well, my exquisite nature also makes me an object of exploitation, of barter, of all kinds of difficulty and adulteration. That is that, well, much as other substances that you may know, I'm referring to that sister spirit also coming from these geographical regions, though from the highlands rather than the dense woodlands where I originate. I am referring to that substance known as cocaine. This substance too has been played around with and marketed, adulterated, and thinned out to see how much of its energy, its pure, refreshing energy, it could be adulterated and still made marketable. And in the same way, you have played around with my energy for centuries, ever since you discovered it as a commodity. You noticed that my effects were often a little too strong, a little too pure, a little too transformative when you began interacting with them in their pure form, such as was the tradition in the indigenous societies, as you call them, those people that lived in these lands before they were contacted from people from across the Atlantic. Well, there the energy was in many ways pure. That is to say, they were looking to integrate my vibration in a clear way. They were indeed looking to become altered by it. They were looking to come into that stimulated, open space, that place of natural ecstasy, which I bring to people. Therefore, you may connect my energy much to that of divine love. There is something almost Venusian to it. That is, notice that, as you may sense, and as this vessel is sensing, that there is something highly feminine about my energy. That is, it's boundaryless, loving, caressing, forgiving, embracing. It has all these qualities of softness and subtleness to it that you seek out, so many of you in your lives, because these are in many ways the instincts that have been repressed. And so there is of course the paradox that this energy you seek out, that this has also caused you to suppress so many of these instincts in the way that you organize your lives. That is, notice for instance my role in the transatlantic trade, or that phenomenon that you may call black slavery, the idea of bringing your fellow human men across the ocean to be sold as things and then to be used to produce certain drugs, and these drugs to be brought back to the homeland to sweeten and enliven the dreary life back there. Well, this is also a part of my history, and that is a part of the history that I have lent my energy to. See, much as my plant brethren, I lend my energy to anyone who may wish to avail themselves of it. Again, I am not in any way picky, choosy, selective in who I choose to bestow my love upon, and that is also why you intuitively gave me the name as the food of the gods, because I indeed speak a divine language, and that language is the language of pure exuberant emotion. It is pure joy that overflows from my vibration. It is pure life and appetite for life that I bring forward. And so this vessel that I am speaking through, who is lending his voice to the message and the communication that I am bringing forward, well, he has found in his own struggle with another of these Colombian plants that you encountered, then brought back into those systems of trade and barter, that is the tobacco, that I have made a welcome replacement. And so the beings that will surround him here, this energy, it turns out that this is an energy that is able to, in many ways, stabilize and fill up, to stimulate without destroying, to open up and allow for a pure enjoyment of being, to enter into the experience of children and adults alike. And notice that this is also why it is a vibration that is universally sought after and lauded. It is something that most people, if not almost all people, they truly and sincerely appreciate. This vibration of open, loving. Notice again, as I was speaking to this feminine energy, I am in many ways an expression of this, and notice again that, well, the exquisiteness of the feminine energy in many of its expressions have also in your societies and civilization been something that you have wanted to keep under wraps or try to control, or at least have a very protective attitude towards. And indeed, this exquisiteness is something that I also hold. And so it is difficult for people to not use my energy to stratify, that is, make hierarchies and layers of human value and status in the access to it. That is, the darker and more exquisite the chocolate, the more exquisite and nuanced the bean, the more expensive and the more exclusive it is. And this is in opposition to my energy. And therefore, I teach you a lesson of abundance. I teach you something that you can actually choose as an attitude. You can find this vibration, as with all drugs, within yourself without accessing my fruit body or the fermented beans of my fruits. You can actually cultivate this within yourself, and then you can choose to share it with whoever. This deep, all-inclusive vibration of love, this vibration of abundance that lies within me, it is something that you can choose to work with, that you can choose to incorporate, and that you can choose to express. And with this you will see the abundance of foodstuffs, you will see the abundance of exquisite resources natural as they may be and hard to cultivate, to you will see them become accessible to anyone who may be in need of them. And so my energy may be one that you would want to offer to people who are feeling down, who need a pick me up, or who need to feel joyful. This joy I offer ceaselessly. It is always present in my vibration, and therefore it is always present in the human energy field, considering that there is always a person somewhere, at least one person, savoring and enjoying the fragrance, the joy, the taste, the aroma, the richness of cocoa. This spirit you can let into your life, and it will benefit you greatly. It has already benefited you. And notice then that there are still lessons for you to be learned from my energy. There are still lessons for you to be learned from the many different plant spirits that present themselves to you. And when you unite with these natural vibrations, they also present a pathway back to the highest, most natural instincts within you. And these highest, most natural instincts within you, these are the impulses, the configurations of human beings that will see you back into a brotherhood of men and women, that will see you connect to each other in solidarity, and thereby also connecting to the Earth Mother, our common origins, our common home, and our current planet, the place where we reside to love and celebrate each other in being. I, the spirit of cocoa, the spirit of cacao, O chocolatl, the theobroma, the food of the gods, I offer you my love, and I have enjoyed communicating with you in this novel and exotic way. Therefore, dear human beings, feel the love that you have felt when interacting with me, and grow that love so that it may multiply and reach not only you but also others. Blessings and peace to you this day. I really enjoyed that. What a beautiful spirit! I also like eating chocolate a lot, but what was very remarkable about this was that I had the sense that it was someone who had already been celebrated as a deity. So it felt very much like channeling, like when I channel the Greek gods or someone, and it was very beautiful. Like I just felt this the divine feminine presence come in, and how lovely was that. So I hope you took something helpful from it too, guys, and much love and chocolate to you.